Okay, we're going to talk more about preparing. I'm going to talk to you today about everything that's going on, and it's really the same old garbage being regurgitated, and the general public trying to look for answers of what the future holds when they don't realize they're creating it, and then a percentage of people who are moving into that unknown zone that we have never really stepped into like we are right now, and that's what's changing the world. Now, we talk about reality. It is so blatant and so proven that what we're doing right now is totally in our control. I want to talk to you today because you have to prepare, and that means you have to unplug. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fear and live an amazing life. I hope you'll subscribe. We've lost a ton of subscribers due to the new algorithms, and now I want to make sure that you let YouTube know what you love. And if you love my channel, please subscribe, because you might have been unsubscribed. Now, let's talk about today. We're going to unplug. Those of you who are entrepreneurial, I have a free webinar. We are creating planet conscious businesses based on your passion, your purpose, and the positive impact. We actually find what you love. So you come in here, you don't have to know a thing. You just have to know you want to unplug. Today we're going to unplug. What does that mean? First of all, those of you who think that you can control others by giving your opinions, by telling them what they should do, are still in density. And it has to be recognized if you want to make a difference. Now, I'm purposely wearing hats today. A, because I think it's fun, and B, I think it's an example of, which, by the way, it's pretty much 99.999% of you love the hats, and then you'll get people out there that will tell you what you should and shouldn't wear, how you should or shouldn't look, what you should and shouldn't say. I was out with my friends the other night, and I can talk loud and laugh loud. We were in the middle of a game, a trivia game, and some people don't like that. Actually, the group, actually everybody in the restaurant didn't care. But I have one particular friend who doesn't like that. You're too loud. And I said, no. You are trying to control the world out there that you'll never be able to control. If she doesn't like it, maybe she should stop hanging out with me, because I'm going to laugh loud, talk loud, and be myself, and it's not going to be what everybody loves. This is true of every single person walking the face of the earth. There's no one person that everybody's going to love. Now, I want you to understand that we're diverse. This is the challenge. This is what it's all about. We are experiencing individuality, and that is not our original form. You are purposely different. You look different, you come from a different background, you have different experiences. We are experiencing total disconnection from oneness in a material world. And we're reconnecting to it through our knowledge and our consciousness that actually isn't what we are, it's what we're experiencing. Now, if you go into density, you're going to want to control that world. You're going to tell people, you're pretty, you shouldn't wear the hat. No, you're judging in a way that is trying to control others. You can think that all you want, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you start to impose that on other people, well, you know what this is. You become the problem of separation that will never take us into the penthouse, the new earth of peace and acceptance of others. It is a controlling ego personality. Now, I'm not doing this to chastise the person who said that. I'm doing this to tell you that everybody is doing this on some level and not recognizing it, that it is actually holding you back from going into a space where all things just are. We look at these stories about, aliens, non-human intelligence, all these things, and you'll listen to things and, oh, they're evil, and somebody has an agenda, and they're controlling your thoughts and beliefs through their story, and you believe it, and you create it. I'm going to say this over and over again. If you do not unplug from that, you will create that which you believe in that's probably not feeling very good. It's separation and it's fear. And it's low frequency, and it turns on one another, right? People in fear and separation protect the self. It's about me and what I want. And if you don't look or act or do whatever, and I'm not getting what I want, then I can turn on you, which happens all the time. What happens to people who are corrupt? They turn on each other because it's never enough. So if they all get money and they will kill each other to get the more money. And this is not a safe, happy place to live. You have to unplug from that and recognize it first, because we're going into a space where you're not going to be able to turn back in this linear time story that we are playing out right now. You won't be able to turn back. You're going to have to come play it out some other way. That's just how it works. And it's endless. And you are endless. You cannot be created nor destroyed, because you always have been, always will be. But the experience feels very real, right? We're so disconnected from who we are right now, and we're understanding how very distorted and separate and disconnected we are. Service to self is dominant here. Now, I just saw some things, and these whistleblowers, I'd say 90% of them, I think, are absolutely believing their own crap and telling stories and saying words like malevolent, evil, destructive, are still connected to a government and a military thinking. They're still programmed. They don't even understand what's coming out of their mouth. That we need to protect ourselves from something. It is part of the program. You've got to watch that. You've got to watch that. It has an agenda. And the very person saying these things may even believe their own stuff, right? I know that the person who says, I need to stop wearing hats, believes that I'm better off if I stop wearing hats and the world will be better. No, they'll be happier. They don't give a crap about the world or what I want. When somebody starts talking like that, they are going into a space of planting fear out there to make you think that we need to be afraid. What is it we're protecting? Our own government is doing things that they don't tell us. Why? Why should there be any secrets? When we have an institution that goes in there and places service to others first, the world will change. And that's not what's going on. That's not what's going on. And it never has. Since the day it was put in place here, there were always these little groups and all kinds of weird stuff going on that controlled people, but what they did, what appeared to be the freedom, worked in their favor. It allowed them the control. You got to unplug from that and not blame other people. And allow people to be who they are and make their choices. This is the thing. We want to condemn them. We want to say, they're wrong. That's still separation. Unplug from that which is controlling you in a way that is not happy. It's not passion. It's not your purpose. It's not service to others. It's not feeling good. It's unhealthy. You have to unplug with what you eat and consume and do and say. You can be yourself. You can make mistakes. That's part of the journey, and stop beating yourself up for this. We have to be this and that and be in the box, and then you guys spend your whole lives just racking yourselves over and over for things you've done in the past. This is what you're here for, to learn and move forward. It's okay. Everyone has learning lessons, tests, experiences, challenges, everyone. And we all come here with those faults that are actually just experiences. They're not judged. The one doesn't judge that which it is. It's doing it on purpose. It does, like it's allowing this, or we're doing this separate. You are never doing anything separate from source, because you and it are one. So it is just exploring, adventures, experiencing, making mistakes, doing stupid stuff, learning, and being triumphant. And saying, you know what? That's not cool what I'm doing or how I'm thinking or what I'm saying or what I'm eating or how I'm treating people. It's not cool. And we're going to start looking at society and realizing just because the majority of people do things doesn't mean it's okay. So the question is, what are you going to do? It's all about you because you are controlling your own reality. There are endless realities and you're plugging in to that which you decide to participate in. It's that simple. It's that simple. If I'm in a movie theater and there's hundreds of movie rooms and different movies going on, I'm only going to see the movie where I walked in. And I'm going to come out and say, no, 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 it's this way. Oh, no, it's this way. I think I told you I saw The Exorcist remake with Richard Burton in it many years ago. And I saw it when it first came out, and Richard Burton died. The earth opened up and he fell in. He played a priest. Well, my friend went and saw it a couple of weeks later and said, Richard Burton didn't die. I said, I think I know the ending. Well, we were both right. Because, and I don't know if they still do this, it's possible, the production company or whoever's in charge of it would release the first one and they would get the feedback from the audience. If the audience didn't like the ending, they had a second one and then they'd start showing that. They found out nobody wanted to see Richard Burton die. And he's a priest. And he's a good guy. He's a good priest. And that's how it is. And you get to pick it. And we have to stop looking at everything as one truth. Because Source allows unlimited choices and truths and endings and beginnings. And it's all about you. So I started unplugging and not caring about what certain people think or what the rules are out there. And you never want to do anything to harm another. You know, we've all done stupid stuff. But you learn from it. And you say, okay, what am I doing now that is not in my favor, that the institutions out there are really taking advantage of us and we'll never get ahead? Is there any situation in your life where you feel like you're never going to get ahead? This isn't going to change unless I do something. And you have to go into a world where that wouldn't even be allowed. All right, how we treat people, how we talk to people, how we judge one another, our whole consumer world, how we treat animals and what is acceptable. Well, it's okay that it's served to my table, and not understanding the history behind how that food got to your table and what was harmed or tortured for that. And a lot of you don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear it. It's too painful. But if you make a change, you'll realize that your whole energy field will change. The UFO debacle, we've decided disclosure is a load of crap. We know that it was announced just before 9/11 that trillions of dollars were missing and unaccounted for by our government, and that sort of got pushed away, and the public is not even bringing this up. Why? Probably because they'll disappear if they do, right? The truth in our world of what people are doing, it can be devastating. If you want to overcome that, you have to create something new, because service to others is going to overpower service to self. Because service to self, if it's not fueled by somebody else, cannot survive, right? So you look at the financial institutions, how they really bleed those who participate in it. And there's a small percentage of people that benefit greatly. And so what does that mean? I'm going to put my fan on. Hopefully it's not too noisy. It's a little hot here in Florida. So what we want to do is say, okay, what's going on out there that I'm participating in that's really feeding service to self? How can I change that? How can I become service to others? It starts with you. Okay? And so what I want you to understand is that if you're playing the game that you can never win, that is feeding a greedy, a self-serving institution or organization or whatever, you've got to unplug from it and decide how to do that and not oppose it. We don't want to oppose anything because it just is. It just is a choice. And your choices will either fuel it or not. Your attention fuels it or not. Your beliefs fuel it or not. You are fully in control. And so I just saw a video, I thought it was called Area 52 or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, it just popped up. And it was a really interesting interview. And the guy said, what if, and I do believe this, what if because we believed something, it's true? Like, Satan? I don't believe there is Satan. I just think there's low-level forms that are so dense, and that if we open those doors, we'll participate. Like if I go into that movie theater, I'm going to participate in that. And it will be real. Richard Burton will die, right? And so through our belief, we actually as a collective can manifest it, because the more of us do, the more of us will experience it. It's like we're pouring more fuel on the fire. That's how it works. He said maybe it only exists because we believe it. So we've been told these things to place us in fear. And those people who want that and like it, control us, keeps us separate, keeps us in fear, keeps us in the low frequency, very controllable. It's easy to just say, okay, great, now let's feed something else in here. Ah! Nothing has control over you. And even in the physical world, no matter what happens, you're eternal. So it is illusion, and some of it can be very uncomfortable, and you signed up for it. So just, accept it, and stop turning on one another, including those who are doing some pretty nasty stuff. Create the solution to what the nasty stuff is. I see so many people, especially here in these, communities that make these comments, complaining. I'm like, what are you doing about it? Nothing. Judging. You're actually fueling it. The more attention you give it, the more you fuel it, even if you disapprove of it, which is a lower frequency. So the judgment and disapproval actually throws fuel on that fire. Are you ready to unplug? What does that mean? We have to live and become that, which is a world of respect, acceptance, and positive change. So all these whistleblowers, if you hear them saying all this stuff, they're still working for the government. They're still talking to people in the government. Oh, please give me a break. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you've unplugged, you have no connections to the government, right? Not anymore. I have information. Yes, they're malevolent. Oh, have you ever seen one? No. Crash. Have you seen one? No. Have you witnessed a UFO? No. Who are you getting this from? Oh, people in the government are telling me. Hello, McFly. Unplug. I know one thing. That beautiful unconditional love, miracles, and anything you can dream of exists right now for you. And no matter what your circumstances, they can change. And it may not take a very long time. Sometimes things have to be repaired. If you've ever read the book Dying to Be Me, this gal, what was her name? Dying to Be Me. I'll put that up here. This is a gal who, walked around with total guilt. She was from India, and she ended up marrying somebody she loved instead of an arranged marriage, and she got all this disapproval. She constantly felt like she was wrong, and she ends up getting this cancer. She had horrible tumors. She couldn't even lay down She couldn't breathe. Her family gets a call. She's got about 1-2 hours at the most to live. She weighed like, I don't know, 80 pounds, 70 pounds, something. It was insane. And Anita Moorjani, super cool story. If you haven't heard it, look it up on YouTube. It's really inspiring. And she died. She did die. And her father was there. He had died, and she went and talked to him, and he said, Anita, I love you. I've always loved you. You haven't done anything wrong. And whatever has happened here in this dense world is just part of the journey. But the truth is, you are unconditionally loved. And you don't need somebody's approval. And if you do, if you feel that, you're going to internalize that. And there's going to be a disconnection. You've seen all the experiments of happy cells and the ones that, you know, even water, when you say nasty things to it, or your food or whatever, or where that food comes from, that energy, everything's energy. When she came back into her body, she was instantly healed. 100%. All of the tumors shrunk. And of course the doctors, oh, we must have misdiagnosed. Yeah, sure. Couldn't accept it. They convinced her she had to go through some treatment no matter what, so she did do some treatment, but she said she knew it was gone. She knew it. She felt it. Have you ever done that? You know when something's gone. I can remember, because I don't get sick. I don't get, never say never, right? Went on a cruise. My roommate was quarantined. God bless her soul. Lovely person, is in bed for, I think, easily 3-4 days. Quarantine. So I go, you know, I go to the staff and I go, wait, she's quarantined. Where are you going to put me? Oh, no, you have to stay in the room. Well, that was, you know what happens next. If you saw my video, I was like, oh, I'm not feeling real good, no matter what I did. I even slept with a mask on, hoping that, you know, I wouldn't inhale the germs. Good luck with that. I went to, was it Costa Rica? And I'm like, I'm not feeling real good. And I threw up. I threw up in the street. They're probably thinking, yeah, those Americans coming off the cruise ship partying too much. I didn't have one drink the whole time, not one. So I assure you it wasn't that. And then walked a block and threw up again. And then I went, oh, crap, I've got it. You're still human. But 48 hours later, so my friends, everybody was sick. They had it for like a week or whatever. 48 hours actually later, 24, when we drove home from Fort Lauderdale, we had a couple hours drive, in the car I knew it was gone. I just knew it was gone. I was like, this thing just left me. You can feel it, right? Everything works that way. So I want you to understand, if you're feeling this heaviness, and we will connect to what's going on out there, you have to control your own stuff, not other people. Control your own thoughts, your own exposure, your own media exposure, your own beliefs. Connect to those on the internet who are going to help you reprogram that. Joe Dispenza's one. I just sent a video to my Digital Explorer students with Louise Hayes. Amazing. She was around. She's been dead for a while. Lovely lady. She's got meditations and beautiful videos, and it'll help you reprogram and focus on the wonderful things instead of the horrid things that you go to bed with and you dream about, and then you see the world that way. It is a choice. Unplug. I realized even financially, you know, as a business owner, there were things that I was never going to get ahead of, that things weren't working in my favor, and that no matter how good you are, and you pay your bills and you do everything right, sometimes the system is not built for you. In fact, it's built to take advantage of you. Take a look at all of it and say, what am I doing that's fueling this system? And how can I change it? Right? The consumership. You guys go down in the description. I know those of you who use the Bite toothpaste. It's non-toxic. It comes in glass. I have Blue Land products. They all come in paper. They're non-toxic. Go to my Amazon store. I have a water filter. Some are unavailable because of the tariff stuff we're going through right now. Go into my store and see what you can find. I'm testing out great products. I'm helping you to make higher choices. These are choices I've made for myself, right? I've tested these things and said I have to help the world or fuel the world that's making higher choices, the business owners who care about the planet and what we're putting into it and the animals. I have to support them. So you have to redirect to the world that's going to create something healthier, organic, and eventually we won't put chemicals on that. Even organic foods have chemicals. Be the solution maker, be the change maker. Following all these people that are, it's just a bunch of bull crap. Jake Barber, I love him. I'm sure he's plugged in somewhere. I know he's getting a lot of money. I don't know from who. Northrop Grumman might be it. If they're decided to do some good things, I'm okay with that. Sometimes you have to, hang out with the enemy, bring your enemies closer. You're going to see light workers stepping out from governments, NASA, pharmaceutical companies, the corporations. A lot of them are shutting down. Why? Because other institutions are taking over. We're online purchasing. All these companies are going out, but make sure those are wise purchases. Unplug. Unplug, unplug, unplug. What are you watching? Unplug from it. And then you change the algorithms on YouTube that says, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that. It's disturbing. They're lies. And if you compare the lies, they're all different lies. Go over and say, I believe in the higher frequency because it does exist. So you can say, well, that exists. Of course it does. But this does too. Do you understand this? It's not one thing. So this exists also in the one source of all things that get to express itself individually. And I choose to participate in this movie. And yours is going on over there, and I'm not watching it. I'm over here, so therefore I participate in it. It's mine, and that's what I'm choosing, and there, everybody else watching that movie will participate in that too. We can hear the noise and the bombs and the sounds going off and the screams. We can hear it. We know it's going on. It's not denial. And those of you believe in a truth, but this is going on. I said, but we're over here, and we're saying, okay, that's happening. So how do we contribute to a world where that won't happen? We're the change makers, and if you are the change maker, everything you think about is, I don't have time for that. I'm going to write a positive book. I'm going to be a creator on YouTube and give positive messages. I'm going to go in and solve homelessness in a way that makes sense. I'm going to help the elderly. I'm going to help teach young children that they can be expressive and help parents who don't know what to do in these systems that plug this crap into their kids. We have to get in on the ground level. Unplug, and create. And create. It is going to be so prevalent. We're going to find out who we are, and it's not Adam and Eve. That's just a story for the lower frequency and Neanderthal humans that used to exist. We have DNA that's ready to light up, and you can do anything, astral project, all these things, but you still have to play this out. Let's play it out in a way where it's a world we never imagined possible, and now we know it is. Are you ready for this? So all these people that you listen to, you say, well, he was in the government with the CIA. Who gives it? Really? And you believe that? Unplug. We don't care about disclosure. There's no disclosure. We already know. The details, do I need the details? No. All I know is what I'm doing here. What are you doing here? What are you buying? What are you saying? What are you thinking? What are you believing? What are you doing? you ready for this? Because it's real, if you believe it. And no one can tell you different. And I don't care what somebody else says. Why? Because that is their reality, and they're still in density because they want to control what somebody else's reality is. That means they're in the basement. I don't have time for that, do you? You want to go to the penthouse? You are unconditionally loved. You have jewels in your pocket right now. Just reach in there. Are you ready to do that? You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. If you're interested in Digital Explorers, it was voted as a finalist for most fundable companies for 2025 by Pepperdine University. I've structured that company as a pretty powerful platform to help people create planet conscious businesses. We have a training system. It takes you on a journey. It's not just about creating an online business. It's like, what have you ever wanted to do? Let's find that. We spend a whole first half finding your purpose and passion. And surprisingly, it's not easy because we're so conditioned to not do things that we love without restrictions. Come on over. We have no restrictions. None. I just wrote a business about nothing. I had a student who she couldn't figure out what she wanted to do. I said, well, let's create a business about nothing. So I sat down and planned this thing out, sent it over to her, shot a video, shared it with my students. I said, there you go. A business about nothing can actually earn money and help her to enjoy her life the way she wants to. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. It all exists for you. Just reach out, my friend. Namaste.